How Russia and China are reshaping global trade routes. While the West debates sanctions and alliances, Russia and China are quietly rewriting the map of global trade. One railway, one port, and one pipeline at a time. For decades, the arteries of global commerce flowed through Western-dominated sea lanes, from the Suez Canal to the Strait of Malacca. But in the past few years, a silent revolution has been taking place. Russia and China, driven by necessity and ambition, are constructing a parallel world of trade routes that could redefine global power for generations. The sanction effect, a catalyst for change. When Western nations imposed sweeping sanctions on Russia after the invasion of Ukraine, they aimed to isolate Moscow economically. Instead, they accelerated a dramatic eastward pivot. Cut off from Europe, Russia began rerouting its exports, oil, gas, minerals, and grain, through China, Central Asia, and the Arctic. China, already the world's manufacturing hub, seized the opportunity to strengthen its Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, a trillion-dollar plan to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through infrastructure and trade. Together, Moscow and Beijing started building what analysts now call the new Eurasian trade network. From sea to land, the rise of alternative corridors. One of the most transformative developments is the expansion of the Northern Sea Route, a shipping passage along Russia's Arctic coast. Melting ice, though environmentally concerning, has opened a faster path between Asia and Europe, cutting travel time by nearly 40%. Simultaneously, the China-Europe Railway Express has turned landlocked regions into vital trade corridors. What was once a 45-day sea journey can now be completed by train in just 15 days, carrying electronics, machinery, and consumer goods across Kazakhstan, Russia, and Belarus to European markets. Russia and Iran are also advancing the International North-South Transport Corridor, INSTC, linking the Baltic Sea to the Indian Ocean through rail, road, and sea routes. This corridor could challenge the dominance of the Suez Canal and create a new axis of trade connecting Russia, Iran, and India. De-dollarization and financial realignment trade routes are not just about geography, they're about money and power. Russia and China have increasingly moved away from using the US dollar in bilateral trade. The Chinese yuan now accounts for over 30% of Russian foreign trade settlements. This quiet financial shift signals the beginning of a multi-currency world order, reducing Western financial leverage. Digital currencies and alternative payment systems, like China's CIPS, cross-border interbank payment system, are also being expanded to bypass Western-controlled networks like SWIFT. The new trade bloc, East over West. These developments are not isolated. They are part of a larger vision, a Eurasian-led trade ecosystem where countries like Iran, Turkey, Kazakhstan, and even Pakistan play strategic roles. The emerging BRICS Plus alliance aims to establish new logistics chains, independent of Western maritime dominance. What's unfolding is not just a change in trade routes, it's a rebalancing of global influence. For the first time since World War II, the global economy may no longer orbit exclusively around Western ports and currencies. Implications for the world. For developing countries, this shift could bring opportunities, more investment, diversified markets, and access to cheaper goods and energy. But for the West, it represents a gradual erosion of economic control. The global supply chain, once firmly anchored in Western systems, is now branching out, eastward. Conclusion: a new map for a new era. The collaboration between Russia and China is not just strategic, it's civilizational. They are building a trade architecture that reflects their shared vision of a multipolar world. One where the East doesn't just participate in global trade, but defines it. As the West watches cautiously, the East is redrawing the lines of commerce, proving that the future of trade may no longer sail through the Atlantic, but race across the steppes of Eurasia.